So here's our inventory surplus of vegetables we get from the food pantry, so they don't have to throw them out. Uh, get it, cut it up, get it loaded in the truck, and then we pull out to the garage to get the extra grain. It's where I keep it, and I try to give them either a 50-pound bag or two bags of grain, and then give them about 25 pounds of corn there in that bucket. Get everything loaded up, and then we head over the hill. Creek froze over, started to thaw out. Of course, it just created a muddy mess with all that snow it melted. Back there's where we shoot some skeet and some deer stands. As soon as I pull up, usually they're waiting, and there they are. Their makeshift trough. Sorry, I hit the fence, kind of shook the camera a little bit, but there's all their vegetables. Then I throw in the 25 pounds of corn, and you'll see Cletus jump right in there. He ain't gonna waste no time. And then Bergie will come around. She'll get her some, and then the other two will work their way over. Here comes Gus there. Bergie digging in. They've been waiting on me. I was running behind. I take that 50-pound bag of grain. I put it. This is a 700-pound grain feeder. I don't fill it up. They'll just stand there and eat all day. So it had about 100 pounds in it. So I went ahead and put another 50. And it's working. They're getting there. That's Gus. He'll be the first one to go to the processor here in about a month, if all works out. Pulling up now, we'll get in here and start feeding these chickens and getting them taken care of. The if somebody can leave in the comments here, there's a white one in here. She's white, got like a darker tail. We call her Hawk, but I'm starting to think maybe she might be a rooster. She's pretty tall. I don't know if you can tell this early or what I should look for. If somebody can tell me that, that'd be great too, because we got all them littles, and they, they're all growing at different rates. There's the one I'm talking about back there in the back corner. Can't tell if it's a rooster or a hen, but I'm starting to think maybe she's a rooster because it's just as tall as Max right there. Get their feed ready, and yeah, I know that's the bins that the rotisserie chicken comes from Sam's Club. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it's cruel, or maybe I'm just sending them a message that they could end up being dinner. There's a good shot of that one I was talking about, Hawk, running back through there. You can see how much taller it is compared to the others. Water was good. Didn't have to add any extra water that day. Now the other part of my routine in the morning is don't pay attention to the barn's a mess, but I come in and I check my solar system. Make sure we're charging, make sure we're in good shape, make sure the batteries are good. If you look there, we got 549 volts or watts coming in, and it's a 600 watt panel system out there, so that's good. Get that bale of hay out there. Now we don't give them a full bale of hay. I only give them a half a bale a day. They've got 150 pounds of green, and then about 50 to 75 pounds of vegetables and uh, corn there that they get, and they still got a little bit of grass to eat on. So we chuck that hay in there, and then pretty much wraps up down there unless we have to do water. And my water tank was low, but I'm gonna wait a couple days and fill it up off the creek again. But then we head back up towards the hill, and that kind of wraps up the taking care of the animals portion of it. Um, you know, we had put out a video the other day talking about trying to improve our editing and things like that. So this is my first attempt at a lot of editing. Uh, this clip for feeding them, somehow when I started it, it was on my camera got put on slow motion, so it took even more time to edit this down and get it back to where it was supposed to be. So if the speed looks a little weird on some spots, that's probably what happened. Now there are some things, like when I was feeding and throwing the hay, I did leave that in slow-mo a little bit. But for the most part, you know, learning. So if anybody's got any tips or opinions, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. If you like the video and you kind of stumbled across us, go ahead and give us a subscribe and a like, and we'll try to keep putting out some better videos as we go along. Like I said, that was just kind of the feeding the animals in the morning. Now I had brought in a couple truckloads of grain, so got to get rid of that trash. And you know, and this was more just added in there just so I can make sure I'm trying to do some editing stuff, and you know, moving the camera and trying to do different things. So if you got any pointers for me, I'd appreciate it. Building up a nice little bonfire for this spring. Be pretty good. Hopefully a couple more of those trees will be down. Well, that's about a wrap for us here. Appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.